Hello beautiful souls and welcome to my channel Roseology. So this video we are breaking down the November to December energetic forecast for my Scorpio. So we're going to be looking into your finances, career, love life, relationships, health, lessons that you may be learning this month, and some advice to deal with the month ahead. We're going to be diving into all of this to get a really good comprehensive look as to what you may be able to expect this month. Now I am reading the charts based on your tropical astrology placements, but feel free to substitute in place of your own astrological preferences. And like I said, this video is for all of my Scorpios that is Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, which you can check out your other signs readings, all listed down below in the description box. So this month, like the last couple of months, I've added the 3 piles down here so that the way not every Scorpio is getting the same general reading for the month. And just like last month, I will not be divining the cards in these piles. I repeat, I will not be divining the cards in these piles, okay? I'm just reading their descriptions and allowing you to pull and exercise your own intuitive voice to receive more personal messages for the month ahead. So there will be a meditation to help you select a pile for a more personal message after this general reading, and the timestamps to these piles are listed down below as well in the description box. I'm currently not taking personal readings as well, and I probably won't be until sometime in 2021. I've been working on a top secret project that will hopefully debut by this upcoming January, and so a lot of energy has gone into that, but thank you guys so much for your patience. Now let's just jump into your general forecast to see what you can expect over the next month, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, so the very first placement that we have to talk about here is Sun and Mercury transiting your first house in the sign of Scorpio. So you're going to be physically showing signs of deep contemplation. People may ask you all November if something is on your mind, if you want to talk about something, and chances are you'll look focused on something, and others will be able to pick up on you not being fully present. Like when you're hanging out with people or having a conversation with them, it may kind of seem as though like you're physically there, but you're mentally absent maybe. And most of this will have to do with you experiencing a lot of weird signs and synchronicities that could shake up anyone because of how aligned these occurrences are. And this will be very high priestess energy for you this month. Loud intuition. Some of you, especially my mediums and empaths, may experience shaking someone's hands or hugging them or standing too close to someone and being able to read in detail their energy this month. A lot of third eye activation we have here, 4 of Swords. So we have the 4 of Swords right here as the first card to come out. It's interesting too because this little window right here in the 4 of Swords, it looks like the same window from the 5 of Pentacles. And what I'm seeing with this 4 of Swords here is you really kind of putting yourself in like this balloon to kind of escape chaos in a sense and to kind of escape stress. So there may be a little bit of stress happening for you this month, but not necessarily for you, just kind of like around you. And I see you just really wanting to stay away from it, stay out of it, just not, you're really not expending extra energy that you don't have this month. But yeah. So you may be able to experience, like I was saying, standing next to someone and being able to kind of read their energy in detail this month is just a lot of third eye activation. So you'll see a lot of things that are inexplainable, and you'll notice a lot of things that you said, maybe even as a joke, coming to fruition in November. You may say to yourself a few times like, wow, I was just kidding, or I didn't think it would actually happen. That's a very big possibility for my Scorpios this month. A lot of obvious energy is getting drawn straight to you this month, and it's the type of energy that you cannot explain away. You know how like when you hear a creak in your house and you tell yourself, oh, it's just the floorboards, like you won't be able to logically explain yourself out of all these signs this month. Next card that we have here is the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're really working with what you've got. You're really working with what you've got. More messages will come. But I definitely see you working with what you're surrounded by. Like I see you kind of closing yourself in and just working on things like in the house, maybe working on some old projects, finally finishing that book or starting to read that book. You know, this is kind of like just things where you can almost like insulate yourself from any sort of stress happening around you. This is just kind of you escaping is what I'm picking up here with this 4 of Swords and this Eight of Pentacles right here. Yeah. And you know, Spirit and your ancestors are going to be talking to you a lot this month, Scorpio. You'll have a lot of eyes on you this month as well. For what exactly, I don't know, because this is so general, but it could range from like a secret admirer to nosy people to what I mentioned earlier, people being very aware of you, asking you if you're all right, if you need to talk about something, but you're not really going to feel like it, like I was talking about. And we have the Four of Swords right here to prove it. Like, yeah, you know, people are going to be trying to get into your mind and get into how it is that you're feeling, but you're going to be very closed off in a sense. And so you might have people trying to work to kind of break through that barrier. With this Eight of Pentacles right here, this is people possibly working at trying to get you to open up and talk with this Four of Swords. So yeah, you know, people may also be more attentive with you. They may be more willing to serve you. You might find random luck too, where you walk into the store and the manager offers to give you like a free drink or a sandwich or something. There are the perks that can come from Sun transiting the first house, like we have going on with you this month. People bow to the Sun, and so you might rub shoulders with that sort of treatment or energy this month. Just random luck and attention, I'm really saying, for my Scorpios. And then you also have Venus in your 12th house in the sign of Libra. So this also has to do with Libra inching closer and closer and closer, or not Libra, but Venus inching closer and closer to your ascendant in November before fully crossing over into your first house. And Venus, she attracts and she is highly creative. So you may find yourself having a lot of personal, private side conversations with yourself as well, especially past experiences just hitting you out of nowhere. You know, kind of like maybe while you're doing the laundry or washing the car, and it's like you kind of get lost in that memory or that thought with this Four of Swords right here. But once Venus moves into your first house, she'll be bringing a lot of beauty your way, beautiful people, and a lot of chances for physical attraction and chemistry between you and someone new, especially if you are willing to follow the yellow brick road and get more vulnerable. You may feel the temptation of vulnerability with someone new, where they make you feel comfortable, or you have a moment of lapse where you decide on your own to make a confession or share a secret to let someone see another side of you. So this is also bringing out more of your soft side, Scorpio. There will be this window of opportunity for you to create a really deep bond with someone new or someone already in your life that you decide to open up to about something. And then, yeah, so we have here the Six of Pentacles. You see that? So this is you just kind of like rationing yourself out. This is you just kind of being like, I don't want to share too much. This is you being very calculated about how much you open up, about how much you share in this month of November, moving into December for you. So it's just kind of like, there's just kind of a lot that you're working on, as well as too, some of you guys are working on something that you're keeping like very private. You're keeping very tight-lipped about this. Whatever it is that you're working on, a lot of you are keeping your moves private this month. There's just something here where you just feel very like, I want to close the doors on everyone, and I kind of want to go into my own cave, my own mode. I want to be in my own element. I don't really want to be bothered that much. And this is you kind of like moving in silence in a sense in the month of November, moving into December. Yeah, and then we have too as well your South Node moving through your second house in Sagittarius, and this is kind of like thrifting. This is kind of like picking at the bones of an old business deal or an idea or opportunity and creating something new from the ashes of something old. And this really has the potential for success with you, Scorpio, if you want it. The only catch is being open to modifying it and changing things around. And then you have the big three, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn, all direct now, moving through your third house in the sign of Capricorn. So you're learning how to negotiate. You're definitely learning how to negotiate. So you could be practicing a lot of patience and talking your way into like a happy medium in November, but it will be worth it. And this is about patience, Scorpio. I just keep picking up patience for you. If you're proficient and not moving too quickly, you'll yield the results that you want. Most importantly, see, Ten of Wands in reverse just flipped out. So as long as you're patient, you're going to remove a lot of responsibility, a lot of pressure from yourself. Yeah, most importantly, this is about allowing your evolution to run its own course, not rushing your own process of learning something new or or learning more of something. With patience, you'll construct something that you didn't even think was possible. You're also remaking your image and how you express or communicate. Some of you are coming to realize that you'll catch more flies with honey than with vinegar by either being more sweet and passive or being more assertive and aggressive in your pursuits. This could go either way, but either way, your role in self-expression is definitely changing. You could also be ending or resuming conversation with someone, especially if someone from the past moves back into town or closer to you, or if they find a way back in your inner circle here. You could definitely be kind of like getting back into like a bit of a, not an entanglement. Yeah, see that? We have death in reverse. Yeah. So that's confirmation for sure that there's kind of somebody that could be coming back around and you opening that door again to kind of communicating with this person, letting them back in a sense. But with this death card in reverse too as well, I'm kind of feeling like for many of my Scorpios, even though you do open that door and you allow that person back in, they're, like I said, they're only going to get little bits and pieces of you. You're really calculated about how much you let someone in. So, okay, so this might not be the people in your inner circle. This might be somebody from the outside or somebody from the past coming back in, and you're really calculated about how much you share with them, about how much you let them back in, especially if they drop the ball at some point in the past. Or this could be a new person coming into your life that you're just everything's kind of premeditated with them. Like you're really keeping an eye on who they are and the type of person that they are, and you're really just kind of watching them, just trying to sort of gauge how much it is that you can trust them, how much it is that you can let them in, something like that. But definitely with this death card in reverse, many of you are kind of possibly opening back up to somebody from the past here. Yeah, and then we have Mars retrograde transiting your 6th house in the sign of Aries. This is getting on an organized or more strict routine. This is more than likely temporary though, only lasting for maybe like a month, or until you break some sort of like a redundant habit. And this could also be you revisiting an old routine that you'd gotten away from, like meditating, something like that, or eating more healthy, maybe a skincare routine that you kind of fell off from. This can have a lot to do with vanity or for the sake of appearance, because Aries rules the 1st house, and happening in your 6th house, this is monotonous habits that you're changing to get more desirable results. So there's a lot of cardio I'm picking up too. Getting your heart beating will feel really good to you this month, almost therapeutic. So jogs and daily runs, or walking will help you with your root chakra. Something looks really red with this energy here that I'm picking up. So I suspect that this is about supporting and clearing your root chakra. Yeah, we have here the 9 of Swords. So there is going to be a little bit of so this is something that you're not as calm as you're coming off to people this month. You're a bit more frazzled, but you're just really not letting people in to see this. And then we have here 10 of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you are a little bit worried about your ability to take care of your loved ones and your family this month. Some of you are worried about their safety, keeping them safe. Something here where there's a little bit of worry. You're not feeling as secure as normal. But that's pretty normal. Like I said, there is going to be a little bit of cleaning up when it comes to your root chakra. And then we also have Uranus transiting your 7th house in the sign of Taurus. And this is where things get interesting for you, Scorpio, because you've got a strange or random or surprising love interest coming, either interested in you or you and them, or the both of you are watching each other. And the climate of this has the ability to change fast. So you may want to act on this if your mind is made up in terms of pursuing someone. Don't wait too long to call or reach out or to take the next step, because like I said, this can all change very fast for you. Things can escalate quickly or simmer off quickly as well. Yeah, you see that? 7 of Cups. That's what I'm talking about. If you take too long, if you wait and take too long, this person may start to look elsewhere. Or you may start to look elsewhere because you're kind of dragging your feet with someone, but especially like a relationship. So yeah, Seven of Cups is just confirming that here. Yeah, so for my Scorpios in a relationship, you may discover a suppressed want or need in your partnership. It may feel like a deal breaker, so make sure that you talk to your partner, and this is not the time to ignore your needs. It's a recipe for disaster in this energy if you are ignoring what you need, and this can spur all types of emotions and reactions and actions. So be honest and upfront, most importantly, and surprisingly, you'll end up getting what you want. It's just about admitting what you want and making it known so your partner can handle it and meet you halfway. Uranus is challenging you to relinquish this information first, though. You have to admit to this feeling or this information that you're sitting on first. Four of Swords right here, okay? And new moon in your first house. The new moon will be happening in your first house, opposing your seventh house, Uranus retrograde. So you'll be wearing your heart on your sleeve for this new moon in your sign. You may be feeling a bit naked, but this is so you can learn to lean on others. This is so you can address your deep-seated trust issues as well, Scorpio. You have a hard time trusting to the degree that another person knows what you need and want and how to please or take care of you. But this new moon is asking you to take the chance because there's some really pleasant surprises in it for you. You know, it's difficult for you to trust that someone else knows how to please you, that someone else can be enough for you, or that maybe you can please someone else or be enough for someone else. But really take the risk here. For my Scorpios coming around to wanting the genuine intimacy and love, this is an extremely powerful new moon to submit your request to the universe and ask for that partner to come your way. This is not just possible for you, it's actually fated for you. The universe is waiting on you to allow this, though, to move out of the way and allow it to happen when you are ready. So some of you will be working on getting ready for this next chapter or level of commitment. But like I mentioned, many of you will be working through some trust issues. And those of you that have already worked through that can start asking and manifesting that partner for sure. Yeah. See this underneath the deck? You see what we have, you guys? Four of Wands. So like I said, this is fated for you. It's fated for you to have that secure life and home and family with someone. It's just a matter of you trusting that that's actually possible. It really is. But like I said, if you are coming around to wanting more intimate, genuine relationships in your life, this is the new moon happening November 14th or 15th, depending on where you live in the world. This new moon in the sign of Scorpio is definitely the time for you to manifest more genuine, intimate partnerships. Okay. Let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here. Let's save these for last. Get to your chakra cards first. So we have here heart chakra, gossip. All right. Then we have root chakra, insecurity. Yeah. And then we have here root chakra, perfection. So interesting. We've got heart chakra and root chakra really activated for you this month. And so what I'm picking up here is that we talked about your root chakra earlier, sort of being tested, sort of being contested in a sense, and kind of feeling just a little bit protective in a sense. Very, very protective. This is you feeling very protective. That's where I'm picking up your root chakra coming in at. And you may be feeling extra protective because of some sort of insecurities that arise within you that maybe you hadn't dealt with before. Or it could be your pursuit of perfection, you wanting to perfect something, or you wanting to be perfect. Now, heart chakra gossip is really interesting for me, because I'm wondering if that's why, like I picked up, there was some stress that you guys, when I first saw this Four of Swords, I mentioned this window in the Four of Swords, and I was like, this looks a lot like the Five of Pentacles. And some of you may be trying to keep yourself from stress that's surrounding you, and the stress that's surrounding you may have to do with people's loose lips, like just talking too damn much. There may be some people around you that's talking a lot, talking too much, and causing you a little bit of stress with this Four of Swords and this Nine of Swords right here. And the Ten of Wands in reverse and this Death card in reverse is saying you really need to kind of stay away from that or get away from that this month. And because you know that, this is kind of you wanting to really escape that and get away from that. For others of you, this is a caution here to not be gossiping this month, just because of the simple fact that you gossiping means you distracted. It means you not securing your own home, your own fort, your own foundation. And if you're distracted like that, boom, that's when something's going to come in and kind of surprise you. and you don't really want that. But for the most part, what I'm picking up from most of my Scorpios is you guys really trying to get away from this gossip, really trying to get away from this energy because you just don't want anything to do with it. And plus two, these people around you gossiping and talking and having all these different opinions is really, honestly too, it's also kind of beating up on your root chakra. You really just want to be left alone. Like I picked up earlier with your tarot cards right here, is like you just want to be left alone. There's something here where you're like, I just want to be left alone. I don't want to talk about this. Just leave me alone. Your astrology cards here that we have is Taurus, I have. Then we have here Venus, love. Interesting, because Venus rules Taurus. And Neptune, sacrifice. So Neptune, sacrifice, Venus, love, Taurus, I have. What do you need to sacrifice in order to have love? Or do you think that you need to sacrifice in order to have love? Like I was talking about earlier, that some of you are really convinced that you're not enough, or that you won't be enough, or that you can't be enough, or that you can't be happy with someone else, or thinking that someone else can't make you happy, thinking that someone else isn't enough. What is it that you feel that you need to sacrifice in order for you to have love? Why do you feel like you need to sacrifice so much in order to be happy? Why do you feel like love has to be difficult? Why do you feel like it has to be challenging? If it's not challenging, then it doesn't work. I mean, you are Scorpio. You are ruled by the god of death and the god of war. So, I mean, naturally, intensity for you is just another way for you to clarify that, yes, I'm alive. Yes, I'm here. But you might want to really rethink, Scorpio, if that's necessary, because it might be causing a lot more issues than anything. It might be causing a lot more pain and sacrifice, like unnecessary sacrifice. You might be unnecessarily sacrificing in order to have love. And November is going to be sort of confronting that for you. It's going to be asking you, why do you feel that that is necessary? Your other two cards that we have here is Saturn, the god of discipline, challenges, fears, boundaries, limitations, delays, responsibilities. And then we also have 9th house, I know, and 12th house, I surrender. 12th house is also ruled by Neptune. 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. And then you have Saturn, which rules Capricorn and Aquarius. What do you know that you need to surrender, Scorpio? What do you know that you need to surrender that is kind of keeping you from your ambitions? Because Saturn is highly ambitious. So is Mars. But Saturn is highly, 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 highly ambitious. It's probably the most ambitious planet in terms of astrology, in my opinion, from what I've studied. Saturn is always looking to get to the top of that mountain. That's why he rules Capricorn and Aquarius. It's all about getting to the top of that mountain. It's all about getting to that goal. It's all about executing that goal. And that's why Saturn is down for the challenges. That's why Saturn is down for the hard work, because that is how Saturn in his brain works. That's how Saturn operates. He sees, I can only get to this goal through this hard work. So again, the same question, why do you feel that you have to sacrifice and work so hard in order to have certain things? What do you know that you need to surrender? There's something here that you know that you need to surrender, but you are finding challenges with it. There's something that you know you need to surrender. We have 10 of Wands down here. We have Death in reverse down here, Scorpio. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. There's something here that needs to be surrendered, and you're struggling with it. You are struggling with this in a sense. Some of you don't want to surrender because you don't want to look like you failed. With this root chakra perfection card right here, and this heart chakra gossip card, and this root chakra insecurity card, and with the surrender, the I know, the Saturn, Taurus, I have, Neptune, sacrifice, Venus, love, death in reverse. Some of you don't want to surrender. Some of you don't want to stop trying because you don't want to have the notch under your belt that you failed at something. But this is you perceiving it as failure. You also have to see it that way, Scorpio. You have to give yourself permission to see that you are perceiving this part of your life in a particular way that makes you feel a bit insecure, that really is hammering on your root chakra and is making you feel like a failure. I think you might really want to consider looking into why it's difficult for you to surrender the idea or the notion that things have to come through hard work, that things have to be difficult, that things have to be painful. And you really also as well, this month in November, really need to look into your fear of failure, because it is affecting you with this Nine of Swords upright right here. It's really affecting you. And for many of you, it has to do with family, with this Ten of Pentacles that it's right next to. Some of you may have to end a relationship or are looking into like a divorce or separation, co-parenting, something like that. And for you, it really hits your pride because it's just like, I don't want to have failed at something this important to me. But you haven't failed, Scorpio. It's like you're giving yourself a grade of an F before even finishing. It's like you haven't, it's like the race isn't over yet and you're already grading yourself. You haven't failed. But for some reason, you're perceiving it that way. We have here overall energy for the month. Look, begin. Begin. As something ends, something else will be beginning for you. And then we have divine guidance, Scorpio. So as something is ending, something else is beginning. And this has all been divinely guided for you. And this is why I'm saying, like, this isn't failure for you, Scorpio. So you perceiving it that way is honestly hurting you. It's hurting you. It's hurting your emotion. It's hurting you emotionally. It's hurting you spiritually. It's hurting you mentally. Nine of Swords, a lot of your anxiety is coming from like, oh my God, what are people going to think? Gossip card right here. What are people going to think? What am I going to think? And the gossip card for you, the gossip is weighing on you even heavier because you already are dealing with certain insecurities. You're already dealing with the feeling of like, I failed. And so the fact that it's like for you, you just cannot take hearing another person judge you or hearing another person say, you failed at this. That's very difficult for you because you already are sort of wrestling with that feeling of failure. So yeah, for sure, November moving into December is all about you really confronting your fear of failure, really confronting that, really dealing with it and seeing it as though like, you know what, the race isn't over. So especially if this is a relationship that has ended or is coming to an end, it does not mean that you have failed in life. It just means that there's actually something better for you. And this is your only way to get there, Scorpio. But you have to see it that way. Look, prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. This is your second Taurus card for your reading this month. Prosperity lies ahead, Scorpio. It's not over. Hold your vision, fixed moon. It's not over. Don't give up on what it is that you want. Just because it didn't work out this time, it doesn't mean it's destined or fated to never work out for you. It just means that this avenue didn't work out. But again, you have to see it that way. Hold on to your vision. If this is something that you truly want, hold on to that. Don't let it go. Don't relinquish what it is that you truly want. And that maybe what this Neptune sacrifice and this I surrender card is talking about for you is like you're giving up on something that you truly want because you're starting to get convinced that this isn't for me. You're really starting to lose faith that this is for you. Hold your faith, Scorpio. Like, hold on to that. Don't let that go. And then let's see. These two cards here are going to be showing how you can sort of heal and deal with the month ahead. So we have here, look, new beginnings. Do you believe me yet? It's not over. It's not over for you. You may be feeling that way, but it's not over for you. Honoring your energy. So, and what I'm saying with honoring your energy is honoring your truth. What is it that you truly want? Like going back to that example, let's say like a relationship ended, right? It didn't work out for you. Let's say like it was a marriage that didn't work out. Just because that marriage failed doesn't mean that you're not marriage material. Doesn't mean that you're not a good husband or a good wife or a good spouse or a good partner or a good person. That's what I'm picking up here. You're wrestling with the fact of like feeling like maybe I'm not a good person. Maybe I'm not as talented as I think I am. Maybe I'm not who I think I am because of this one thing that didn't work out. This one thing that didn't work out is overshadowing the rest of your identity, basically, as a person. And it's almost as though you're taking this one thing that happened and you're grading the rest of your life with it. You need to hold onto your vision and honor your own truth, because it's not what's happening. There's a new beginning that's starting, that's coming for you, and it's starting in the month of November, moving into December. And basically what's going to end up happening for many of my Scorpios in the near future is you're going to end up in a much better position than what you would have ended up in if this would have worked out. Okay? Failure is not a loss. Failure is not a negative thing. Sometimes failure is the only way to win. Sometimes failure is the only way to success. Your health cards for the month. Avoid allergens. And it says here, Dear Archangel Raphael, please assist me in identifying and avoiding allergens that may be toxic to my health and happiness. Help me to only crave healthful foods and beverages. As well as, too, I feel like there may be some people in your life that you may be allergic to. And if that's the case, yeah, be careful with that. Because I don't just feel like this is food. I feel like this is also extending into people with that message there. And then we have here, call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Dear Archangel Raphael, I ask you for your healing help with describe your situation. Thank you for your divine healing intervention. So many of my Scorpios expect a divine healing intervention as well. Especially too, if you cut out foods that you're allergic to. So another message is coming through right now, Scorpio. Some of you may have some sort of like allergies that you're not really aware of. So it could be something like gluten. It could be as well as too, something's coming up in your intestinal tract. And you know, oh yeah, Scorpio, you do also rule the intestinal tract. You also rule the anus, you know, that area. So something's coming up there where it's like there may be the foods that you're eating may be contributing to the bacteria in your intestinal tract. And that is where the intestines is where we get a lot of our body's health comes into play, in the intestines, because we hold so much in the intestines. And depending on the food that you're eating, it could be contributing to the amount of bacteria that's growing in your body, and it could be relating to different infections and things like that that you're experiencing. So you getting on a different diet could actually cut back on a few chronic illnesses, something like that. Now, I am not a doctor. I'm not a licensed physician. So please do not stop listening to your own doctor, but maybe get a second opinion, something like that, if you're dealing with some sort of chronic illness that really amps up in November, because you're going through a lot of intense experiences in the month of November. So, you know, something like that could kind of amp up. Your health could kind of express itself, or your stress could express itself through your health this month. So looking at getting probiotics, things like that, talk to a licensed physician first. Don't take my word for it. But you know, something like probiotics, something with your intestinal tract is going on. So really watch out for the month. And a lot of water. People really sleep on what water is able to do for the body. Water, kombucha, ACV, apple cider vinegar, stuff like that. Things that can really help cleanse out your intestinal tract. Naturally is going to be really good for you. Aloe vera, things like that. Kale, a lot more greens. Okay, let's look at your romance cards for the month. And so we have here, it is safe for you to love. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's okay. It's okay for you. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. You did not fail. It's safe for you to love. You have not failed, Scorpio. You definitely haven't failed. Then we have here deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. I feel like a lot of this has to do with that person that could be coming back in, and you kind of feeling a little bit wary about like, I don't know if I can trust you. If you're feeling like this person is deceptive, stay away from that, because if you allowing this person back into your life means that the price that you have to pay for that is more anxiety, this Nine of Swords feeling, this Death in reverse, Ten of Wands in reverse, like kind of feeling, Ten of Pentacles in reverse feeling, then don't allow them back in your life. But you have to be the one that's honest about how you're feeling. If you are feeling like, I'm feeling scared of this person because they stabbed me in the back last time, it's okay to feel scared of that, you know, and don't force yourself to try to make a relationship work. Don't force yourself to allow somebody back in because you feel like you need to forgive or something like that. You can forgive without allowing people back into your life. It's very possible for that to happen. And then we have your religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So some of you as well too may just be dealing with somebody that doesn't have the same sort of views and morals as you. That may be another thing that's really kind of affecting your relationship, your connection to this person, is the fact that like you guys don't see things the same way, which isn't a problem, but it's like when it comes down to like the fundamentals, like if this person's feelings can somehow impact you and your livelihood and your rights, you know, something like that, if it's infringing upon your rights and your ability to live your life uninterrupted, then this is definitely going to be a deal breaker for you. November is already a very highly charged emotional month, especially with the election happening in America. So for my American Scorpios, you know, you may be kind of, this religious factors card may be talking a little bit about the politics and everything that's really going on this month of November. So, you know, if that is the case, I would kind of say to handle it accordingly. Handle it the way that you feel you need to handle it. You know, hold on to your views, whatever those are. Hold your vision, whatever that may be. But when it comes down to somebody's rights being jeopardized, I mean, really look into that. Really look into if you want to sort of turn the other cheek at the fact that somebody is supporting or supporting a political view or a religious view that indirectly or directly affects the quality of life that you can live, you know? And if that's the case, then that's kind of a deal breaker. There's a lot of deal breaking elements here to your relationships in the month of November. For those of you in a relationship, as well as for those of you single, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people, especially if you're single and you're dating, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people where it's like, yeah, I can't, you know, they seemed great up until we started talking about politics or something, or up until we started talking about religion and I found this out and I found that out. You're going to be dealing with a lot of those kind of deal breaking elements in your relationships this month. So really try to keep your energy as grounded as possible with this Nine of Swords right here. Your spell cards for the month that we have is prosperity. As this tree grows so strong, so fine. So may I prosper from the universal divine. Expect prosperity this month, Scorpio. And then we have here glamour. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. Now this is Venus moving into your first house. Towards December, she'll be moving into your first house, I believe. And so for sure, this is her just kind of adding in that extra kind of glow to you. She's going to be bringing a lot of beauty, a lot of sensuality to you. She's also going to be sort of softening you and your appearance in a sense where it's like you're going to appear more welcoming and inviting and open. And, you know, as well as too, you're just going to appear a lot more beautiful, a lot more attractive this month of November, moving into December with Venus inching closer and closer and closer into your first house and into your sign. So this is all that I'm saying for my Scorpios as far as your general reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear these off and bring back those 3 piles and we will get to your meditation. All right, and here on pile 1 we have fluorite. On pile 2 we have celestite. And on pile 3 we have aragonite. All right, and pile number 1, Scorpio, welcome to your reading. So, like I said, I'm not divining the messages in this card and the cards here. I'm basically just reading the descriptions of them. If any additional messages or anything like that comes through, then I will obviously mention it for you. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started here. So your tarot card for the month is the 6 of Wands for my pile 1 Scorpios. So it's pretty good energy there. Your crystal for the month is Amazonite. Your spirit animal for the month is antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. Pile 1 Scorpios anyway. Overall energy for the month is stillness. That's funny. So if life is speeding up and you're gaining momentum in one area, then in another area you must be things may be taking a back seat right now. I'm not supposed to be divining these, so let me stop. Your final card here is standstill. Yeah, see that? So we got standstill and stillness. So it's kind of like 2 different parts of your life are trading off in terms of movement and progress. So before I read the description of this card, I'm going to first, you guys already know what it is. I'm going to be shuffling from this card deck right here just to see if there's any additional messages. Look at that. This already came through. Play more. So let me get one more for you guys. You can think of something as I'm shuffling. You may receive an answer. So you got play more, and then we have mommy issues too. Underneath the deck, we have lopsided effort. Okay. And with the Six of Wands here as well, you guys may be definitely, if you read cards on your own, if you get personal readings done, or if you watch like a lot of pick-a-cards, Six of Wands may be following you around a lot this month of November, moving into December for my pile 1 Scorpio. So that is your card of the month. The essence of this card: when standstill appears, it is a symbol of pausing, the act of observation and breathing space. It represents the benefits of temporary non-action, as well as what happens when one is stuck. The medicine of this card, it says, time to get out of analysis paralysis. Standstill invites you to turn within, breathe, and recognize this is the condition of the moment. It allows you the opportunity to bear witness to whatever is going on before movement resumes. This is also an opportunity to abort a project, to exit before damage, and it may also be time to relieve you of an unnecessary burden that you took on without considering the cost. Which one it is depends on your stopping, taking a deep breath, quieting your mind, and removing all your distractions. Then you can make your next move in a grounded, relaxed, detached way. When something doesn't go the way you think it should, remember the following: what is yours cannot be taken away. And that is, they better preach. But this is all that I'm saying for my pile 1 Scorpios. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, please stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, into my pile 2 Scorpios, welcome to your reading. So like I said, I'm not going to be divining these cards. I'm basically just going to be reading their descriptions and allowing you guys to exercise your own intuition. That the way you can pull more personalized messages from this reading for this month of November, moving into December. And you can also compare it to the general reading that you just came from, okay? To see what it is that you really need to be on the lookout for, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. Your tarot card for the month for my Scorpio pile 2s is the Five of Wands. So if you read tarot yourself, if you shuffle cards yourself, get personal readings done, or watch a lot of pick-a-cards, the Five of Wands may be sort of following you around a lot this month. You may see the Five of Wands everywhere this month if you get readings done, something like that. Let's go ahead and check out you guys' crystal card for the month. And so we have here lithium quartz. Beautiful. Your spirit animal that we have for the month is scarab beetle spirit. Magic works through you. And I've always kind of associated the scarab beetle with your sign Scorpio, actually, as well, because the scarab beetle represents life everlasting. It represents resurrection. And so, yeah, I've always kind of seen my Scorpios as like that, you know. And so let's go ahead and check out your overall energy that we have here is blessings. Yeah. So we have magic works through you and blessings. So your blessings are going to come in a way that is, it doesn't look like they're coming, especially with this Five of Wands right here. There's like a calmness, and then there's kind of like a sense of like chaos. I'm not supposed to be divining these, but that's just what I'm picking up. I can't help it. Okay, so final card that we have here is the spiral. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So as things are spiraling out of control, there's going to be a lot of blessings that you pick up from that. I think we kind of talked about that in your general reading a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't your sign. That might have been a different sign. I've been doing so many today. Let me shuffle a couple more cards for you guys, because you guys already know how I do. So I'm just going to shuffle a couple more cards here. Just get a couple more additional messages for you. So we have here daddy issues. It's funny because in pile 1 Scorpio, we pulled mommy issues. So we got daddy issues for pile 2 Scorpio. And then we have 1 week. So I don't know if you guys asked about anything as I was shuffling, but got daddy issues 1 week, and then we have yes. Okay. In the book here, the essence of this card: from galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness and the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves and the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. The invitation for this card: to renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. I love that. So pile 2 Scorpio, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, please stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, and pile 3 Scorpios, welcome to your reading. So, like I said, I'm not divining the cards in these messages. I'm going to leave that up to your intuition to divine a more personal message from this pile here. And you can also combine that with the general message that we just came from. And if I do receive any additional messages, then obviously I will be sharing them. But yeah, let's just go ahead and see what we've got going on here. So your tarot card for the month for my pile 3 Scorpios is the 8 of Wands. So if you read tarot yourself, or if you get personal readings done or watch a lot of pick-a cards, the 8 of Wands may be sort of stalking you for this month of November moving into December. Let's see, your crystal that we have for the month is Auralite. Very pretty card and crystal. Let's see, your pile had 2 spirit animal cards come out. So let's see your spirit animals for the month. We have here, Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. And Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Interesting. And that kind of goes hand in hand with this 8 of Wands right here. 8 of Wands can be very quick moving energy, but focused and directed energy. So, but it can kind of have to do with improvising, like this Fox Spirit card here that says think on your feet, but also at the same time bring a gentle touch with that too. So, you know, don't just do things impulsively without necessarily thinking. Definitely think on your feet, and make sure that you're also having like a little bit of more of a gentle tone to the decisions that you make this month of November heading into December. I'm not supposed to be divining these, so I'm just going to stop. Your overall energy that we have for the month is Stand Still. And then final card here is the Medicine Wheel. Okay. And I'll be reading the description for this card out of the book. But first, you guys already know, I'm just going to be shuffling a few extra cards here just to see if there's any additional messages for my pile 3 Scorpios. You can think of something as I'm shuffling. You may receive an answer. The very first card that jumped out is Temporary. Okay, then we have here Clear the Air, with the sage bundle in front. And then we have Childhood Memories. So you may need to clear the air of childhood memories. And then we also have, like I said, the card Temporary, the first one to fall out. Underneath the deck we have Codependent Issues. And the Medicine Wheel here, what it says is the essence. The medicine wheel is a sacred hoop with the 4 cardinal directions well marked. It represents the cycle of life, the cycles of nature, and the circular pattern of our cosmos. It has been used for millennia in indigenous cultures to bring harmony and well-being to the village. Its directions symbolize the 4 steps the shaman takes to become a person of power and wisdom. The invitation for the medicine wheel: to manifest clear blue skies in your life, it is important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being. Enter the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still clinging to events from the past. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. Kind of like what we talked about in your general reading. And then it says, step into the north and ask yourself, do I know my passion, and show it. End at the east direction, visualizing how you want to live the next chapter of your life. It is up to you how much time you spend in each direction, minutes, days, or months. But when you are done, make sure to step outside the wheel and contemplate your journey. Beautiful message, actually. So yes, the Wheel of Fortune is also an energy that's kind of ruling the month of my pile 3 Scorpios, as well as we have the fox spirit and the deer spirit, and what is this, a crane, I think, on this picture. So yeah, these animals may be making a little bit of a cameo in your dreams over the next month here, but this is all that I'm saying for my pile 3 Scorpios. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, please stay safe, stay blessed, stay healthy, and keep conquering the world. Bye guys.